good question. Jessica shared this question while we were over there, waiting till we were over here, and I was like, let me start thinking now. I think for me it's very important to name that I grew up undocumented. I'm formerly undocumented now, and for me, as a young, brown, indigenous, queer, non-binary person navigating some of these literary spaces, a lot of the cultural institutions that are out there, they forgot us. They forgot undocumented writers, artists, cultural workers, and yet we have been stewarding a lot of the amazing cultural making that has spoken to many of our social justice issues. And so for me, it was important to, at a young, very age, growing up in Harlem, I'm from New York City, if you haven't caught my little accent. Yes, thank you, caught it. I also grew up in a very politicized community. I grew up with Black migrants. I grew up with people who were like, this is, organizing, and it is embedded in the way that we make community, are in with each other, with our neighbors. And so I think from a very on, it was that this unapologetic of like, yeah, I'm brown, yeah, I'm lacking these papers, or I don't have a social security number, but like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go to that spectrum and advocate, on behalf of my parents and say, like, you're overcharging us. And I think that just emboldened me. And also witnessing other migrant undocumented organizers in our spaces doing the same thing in a larger scale, whether it was to fight to stop the deportations of our community members. And so I took that, I still take that. I joke around that I am now a little bit more afraid and a little bit less unapologetic, and in the times that we're in. But it is that courage that comes from like witnessing injustice, inequities within our communities, and knowing that like we can't wait for institutions to save us. We cannot wait for all these different platforms, like to finally recognize our voices and see our imagination or see our creativity as valid, as real, as important. And so that has been my motto. Like, fuck that shit. I'm going to create an undocumented writing project. I'm going to create with other undocumented people, and we're going to continue creating. No one's going to stop us. Maybe budgets, we'll delay some projects, but we're going to pinch that penny. We're going to make it happen because we have always created, regardless of any, permission. We don't need permission. It doesn't start that way. Change, social change, our ecosystems, we don't need permission. So if you're a young writer, if you're a migrant, and if you're like, how do I get in? No, you're already in it. Your culture is here, culture is within you, and you just create and be bold and lean into other creatives who are also, part of your family, because we cannot do it alone. Like, I'm part of this because all of us.
Beautiful. Thank you for the so empowering. Like, you made me want to be like, fuck yeah, fuck the budgets. We're gonna do it all with $5. You get $1, you get $1, you get $1. Okay. Kinda. So you